It's Monday, June 23rd, 2025, and time for your Monday market update. It is full on summer here in the Midwest, and we can see it in our housing market. Let's take a quick look at our McHenry County numbers for the last 7 days, and we'll talk about it. We had 161 new listings hit the market. We had 125 go under contract, 126 closed sales. That's the highest number it's been in a while, which June is closing season. 46 price changes, 0 expireds, and 58 on the private network. Now, I wanted to dive into those closed sales. What is closing right now? So you have to think of the real estate market as always on a 30 or 60 day cycle. So a lot of these homes that are closing right now are ones that went under contract in April and May. And then you've also got to think that in this area, especially, I mean, all around the country, the school year is going to dictate a lot of our real estate trends, but especially here in the Midwest. So we've got we're coming into the close of the time where people can get a home under contract and still move in before school starts, because school starts August 14th here. It's so early. And so if you want to be in your home by, let's say, August 1st, you've really got to have a home under contract by July 1st, which is this week, well, early next week, or you are not going to get into that home before school starts, probably. So we've got a real final push in our numbers, and that's why we see that high number of closed sales this week, because it's all those people that want to get in the homes before the school year. So when I dug into those closed sales, so of those 126 closed sales, I wanted to see how many of them are selling at their list price, below the list price, or above the list price. Because for a long time, we've really only seen homes selling at or above the list price. I mean, obviously, you're always going to have some selling under the list price, but not very many. And what we found when we went through every single one of the 126 that closed in the last 7 days, we had 49 that sold below the list price. We had 21 sell at the list price and 53 above. So still 74 of those homes sold at or above list price of 126, but it's not like 75%. That's still only maybe 65%. So we're starting to see this trend. 49 selling below the list price. That's pretty, that tells me that there is a trend or a shift coming. We've been talking about this for a while, where we are seeing more and more homes sit on the market a little bit longer, having to do more price adjustments. I think, nobody knows why. I think it's a combination of the interest rates that are holding strong. They're holding, at 7. They haven't really gone up. They haven't really gone down, though, like we were hoping. The Feds just met last week and once again did not cut rates at this June meeting. Maybe they'll cut later in the year, but certainly not right now. And here's what would happen if they did cut too, is that prices would spike. Because if we get if we get a interest rate improvement, that is going to send a lot of buyers to the market, and they are going to want to get something under contract so desperately that they're not really going to be as concerned about the price as they are about locking in that interest rate. So that's going to send prices higher. But we don't know if that's going to happen or not. But we also know that the consumers are feeling the squeeze. Some people have lost their jobs. We've got people that are afraid to lose their jobs. We've got people that are getting hours cut. People are being squeezed with the prices of just everything that they're having to buy. Insurance has gone up. Cost of groceries has gone up. Health insurance, all of these things have gotten so expensive that people don't have as much money in general. So we're seeing more and more homes selling for less than their list price or having to do price adjustments. We also saw 3 foreclosures close just this week, 3. Now, that's not a lot, but it's still more than we've had. I was very surprised to see a foreclosure sell at all. So we are definitely seeing our market change. It's not going to be fast. It's not a huge change, but you have to be aware that if you're coming to market as a seller, you have to price for the market that you're going into, not the market that we're coming out of. And so if our market is starting to shift, you have to make sure that you're paying extra special care to where you are pricing your home, knowing that we are seeing more and more homes sell at or below their list price. So we have about 70 homes that sold at or below their list price. Okay, remember, I'm counting that at in both the at or below or at or above. But it's about 50-50 on the homes that are selling below their list price or above their list price. So you really have to pay close attention to pricing. When you're looking at comps, when did that house close? When did it list? How many days was it on the market? Where did it close and compared to where it was listed at? And then you have to price your home based on what the list price was of the comparable sale that you're looking at. Did it list at 750 and it closed at 775. Well, then you better not list at 775. You better list at 750. So really, really paying close attention to the list price, being very cautious about listing your home too high, because we are seeing market time increase. We are seeing homes sell for less than the list price. We are starting to see some concessions come. We're still very much so in a seller's market. We don't anticipate being in a buyer's market anytime soon, but it's something to be aware of, especially as a buyer too. You know, if you're looking at a home, if it looks like it's priced below, it still could sell. You know, if it looks like it's priced aggressively or a little low, it still could sell for above list price. But if you feel like maybe that home is listed higher than you would like to pay, you know, don't be so afraid about writing an offer that's below the list price. Like we used to say, you know, you got to go in at least at list price. But I think we're starting to see some of that change. So I'll be back with more information next week. I'm watching these numbers very, very closely, revisiting prices on a daily basis on my listings to try and make sure that we're staying with the trend, knowing that the market is shifting. We'll be back again next week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Monday.